This one's for the men who just say they've given up on Western women and are gonna go abroad for a woman. I understand some of your frustrations, but if you're gonna be a passport bro, there are certain downsides. First of all, you have no idea if this woman is using you for a visa or your money. You're not gonna be able to have fun banter with her. She might be more feminine, but she might not feel like your best friend. She might feel more like a maid service. Number two, you're definitely going to run into some cultural differences. Is she going to be willing to give up her family, her friends, her career just to come to the States for you? You guys are also going to run into the issue of where to live. Or are you willing to move there? Passport broing is a cop-out for something that can be easily solved.
Lecture from women we're running from about why we are running. We will take our chances. Why are you concerned?
Kendra, would you really, I asked yourself, would you really want a man with kids?
Linda, here's the deal, and I say this respectfully so. You're describing a person who you are. You are a person with 2 kids, so you wouldn't date yourself.
I mean, I would date a man with, but I would prefer a man with no kids. Like, I would prefer a man with no kids who would accept mine.
Desperation has set in. Next comes the realization that she'll have to settle for those guys she used to disrespect, and they won't want her anymore. You can't make this stuff up.
I like men that spend money on me and don't bother me. I don't like men that only spend money on me when they're in my presence. This guy just called me and asked me what I was doing tonight and if I wanted to go out. I don't have an issue with going out tonight. I'm dressed. I'm about to go out with my friends. My issue is he's only gonna spend money on me if he's there. Because he's always just trying to he's always like, are you hungry? Do you need anything? All this stuff. But if I ever say I'm hungry, he wants to pick me up and take me to dinner. Just send me the money. And it's
one of the many reasons why men are traveling overseas for high-quality women. Women in the West don't even hide their 304 profession anymore. They are rather loud about it. It is shameful.
Now, according to this video, by the year 2030, more than half of the women living in the West, the USA, will be single due to the fact that majority of our men are going overseas to find their brides. I want you guys to take a look at this video and then give me your honest opinion in the comment section. Take a look.
So what do you suggest the women in the West do if everyone's advice is for men in the West to look elsewhere for a wife? What happens to all the women in the West then?
Well, that one study we referenced that said by 2030 or something, 50% of the women will be without a man. So that's the direction we're heading, because the men that are looking for those traditional values are starting to go overseas, and then the other half of the men are just checking out completely. They don't want to deal with women at all. So this is going to be a big issue that women are going to deal with in the future as their options dwindle.
How are we feeling about this? Men, do you agree? Let me know. Like, comment, and share. Later.
There's a reason why there's no movement of men from abroad coming to the US to find an American wife. Tells you everything you need to know about American women, don't it?
The passport bros ain't gonna like this one. Y'all are legit slaying me in these comments, because how many of these men, American men, are now waking up to the fact that it's not only this perception of black women being gold diggers, now it's extending to other groups of American women in general. So now they're going overseas to go and find a wife, thinking that those women aren't going to be concerned with their pockets too. And immediately no. You're an American going overseas thinking that you're going to find a docile, submissive wife and you're going to do it without her running your pockets. You think you're going to do that, go over there, not bring any resources, and think you're going to find a woman that's going to be feminine, fit, friendly, submissive, all those things? It is, oh my God, I'm cracking up. Yo.
Oh look, she's so excited to see the downfall of men. Yes, this is exactly why men don't want nothing to do with you. Western women are miserable. At least foreign women cook, clean, and don't spout nonsense.
So I saw a video about this passport bro guy on Instagram, right? Showing a little vlog of him taking his girlfriend out on a date. He started off the video by taking out $80. He was showing how he's spoiling his girlfriend, right? He got her a lash service and nails. And then he said, oh, I'm gonna test her after I did all this for her, to taking her on a date to 7-Eleven. She's like, oh, I love it. You do so much already for me. And inside the 7-Eleven was actually a restaurant, a club inside. And it was like a cute little club. My thing is, I commented this on my video. I'm and also he spent $80 on a date, $80. Come on. And I commented, oh, I get all this from men in the US and Miami. You guys are just broke and don't date beneath your means in the United States. So you guys go to other countries to be able to afford the women that you want to date instead of working hard to afford the women you want to date in the United States, right? As you guys can expect, so many men got mad at me. Are we surprised that they got so emotional? My point is, and you're never going to change my mind about this, currency for women is looks and beauty, and currency for men is regular currency, like money. The society that men built for us, doesn't matter if a woman doesn't have any money, but if she's pretty, she's gonna be able to get ahead in life, right? But if a man is ugly and he works hard and he has money, he's gonna be able to get ahead in life, like finding a wife. So instead of this man working harder to afford the woman that he wants to have in the United States, he cheapened out. He went the cheap route and then went to another country to
It's really not about the money. It's about finding a woman with traditional values. Dating here isn't the same anymore. Point blank, period. She's single and dishing out relationship advice. The irony.
This comment here, no, they really are. They are seeking housemaids and house slaves. Because every reasoning, if you listen to all the reasonings that the passport bros have for wanting one of these women, it never sounds like a genuine reason. It's always they're obedient, they're submissive, they tend to their husbands on hand and foot 24/7, they do what you ask without questioning you, and they allow you to be completely dominant over them and follow your lead. We're confused. Are we talking about a wife or a dog? Because it sounds like you're better off with a dog.
Why do you care about what the men you don't want do? Why can't you just leave them alone and continue living your single, miserable lives? Enjoy your cats.
32 passport bros have been found dead in Colombia between January 2023 and October 2023. And that's just in the city of Medellin alone. The number of thefts committed against these foreigners has also increased 200% in the third trimester of 2023. And you know, I don't have a problem with people trying to find love. I do, however, have a problem with men traveling to poorer countries to take advantage of their women. And it seems that the Colombian government and gangs have a problem with this as well. Quoting the mayor of Medellin, anyone who thinks they can come here for and tourism, we don't want any of that here. What's not bragged about as much in the passport bro community is that many times these gangs are actually forcing underage girls to sign up for dating profiles to lure these guys in. So these Colombian men are really just Chris Hansening these guys, except with much more serious consequences. So to the passport bros traveling to other countries to have sex with children, or the ones that are just traveling to take advantage of these women, know that those actions are now coming with consequences. And realize that these women are human beings who want to be loved and taken care of and not just treated as submissive slaves. And to the passport bros gonna come at me saying that's not the point of passport bros, how many of you have come?
All of that sounds better than hearing the voice of one more American feminist.
Well, these Western women have high standards. Yeah. So you can't prey on them as easily.
Absolutely.
You can't manipulate them with money or withholding resources or whatever.
Which is the patriarchy, the male loneliness epidemic. They're becoming increasingly more lonely because women have rights. We have our somewhat power back to some degree. We can work and take care of ourselves. And the only way they were able to thrive and be on quote unquote top this whole time was because we were disadvantaged. Our rights were taken away. We couldn't own anything. We couldn't do anything. And so they're seeing now it's the same thing over there. Those women, especially with social media, and they're able to get online and see like the way other women are living in other places. They didn't have all of that before. None of us had all of that before, where we were able to see what was actually happening in other places. So women become empowered when you can see other women.
We're allowed to speak.
Yeah, and
I
we can
think
share
that's what's
stories.
Contributing to the childless epidemic as well. And I love the connections you're making to the male loneliness epidemic here.
Women talk about passport bros and the imaginary male loneliness epidemic because it makes them feel less miserable. They're mad men are finally getting traditional treatment while they're left with feeding their cats. I would be mad too. Anyway, that's all for today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, click on the notification bell to know when I drop a new video. Bye.